it's kind of a weird thing, is I can't go back. I just don't have it in me. I'm like if anybody here is a voracious reader. Is anyone here a voracious reader? Okay, I'm a voracious reader. Like when I get into a book, I can't stop reading it, right? Well, that's the same thing with music. I get into a musical kind of movement, like let's say a period, like the Adore period or Future Embrace period. I get into that and I totally get into it, and when I'm done, I'm like, next. I'm over it. This is probably the hardest thing for me with the live stuff, because I just emotionally don't inhabit those spaces anymore. So I had to find something else. At this point, like when we play a song that people like David or something, it's more about, I appreciate other people appreciating it, but it's not coming from me because I'm just not that guy anymore. And I'm not sure if I was even that guy at the time. And what I've tried to say sometimes is it's more like an actor inhabiting a part. You know, like De Niro gaining 50 pounds for Raging Bull and, you know, getting totally into Jake LaMotta. That's how I feel. I go totally into the character. And I've even had band members turn around later and go, man, I couldn't really deal with you in that. And I go, don't you understand? I was like kind of playing a character. And they're next to me every day. They don't even realize that I'm inhabiting kind of character. But secondarily, if you're in the time you're in, this is poor English, but if you're in the time you're in, you can't help but sort of pick up something, right? And the motivational factors that existed in 1988, which were, let's kill hair metal. You know what I mean? Like, we're so sick of, I remember watching MTV in '87 going, if I see one more fucking power ballad from a dude who looks like a chick, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. That was a personal thought I had long before the rock and roll revolution, right? And in the 90s, you know, and you saw it happen with many bands, once the money kicked in and all the MTV kicked in, then everybody started pushing each other out of the way and got bitchy, and then it became about who's the alpha male or who's the alpha female, right? So what would motivate me today, right? I cannot believe, and I say this with all humility, I cannot believe that the style of music that we play is actually contemporary, because it shouldn't be. It actually should. Well, hear what I'm saying first as a subtext. Rock and roll music is played on guitar has not evolved really in any form or fashion in about 15 to 20 years, depending on who you talk to. So it says a lot about our culture that we kind of froze somewhere along the line with, this is the guitar sound, this is the vocal approach, right? It really hasn't evolved. And it so hasn't evolved that pop music has actually come along, stolen all the moves, and you can hear pop singers doing all the moves that would have been popular in grunge 15 years before. I mean, it's just, so it's stalled, and it's stalled permanently. It's not going to change. So the fact that we can actually get up and play a song like Bullet with Butterfly Wings, and it actually still sounds contemporary, is a joke, because if you look at comparatively rock and roll history, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you have these massive leaps. Elvis to the Beatles, Beatles to Led Zeppelin to The Cure, Cure to Pumpkins, Pumpkins to what? Guys playing fucking banjos?
Silver Sun pickups.
Nothing against them, but what I'm saying is, we were an evolution on a previous form, okay? Bands like that, which I like and appreciate, and who she knows personally, they took those forms and kind of explored the further territory of those forms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they didn't evolve the form. That's my idea of my argument.
Yeah. The
next generation of rockers, 2005, right, or 2010, should have evolved the form to where what we play was passé.
It's a dying.
Well, that's arguable, but it has a lot to do with technology. That's a much bigger argument. Because in essence, and I meet these kids all the time, 10 years old, you know, nephew of this kid, son of this, they're into Zeppelin. If they're on YouTube,